And welcome, guys. This is Russ Armstrong with Digital Altitude, and welcome to our traffic training webinar. We are going to be discussing a topic of autoresponders, and I'm going to be working with Aweber. We're going to be talking about how, if you are a Climber member, how you can download the 16 follow-up series emails into your autoresponder, how you can broadcast email to your autoresponder or to your list, etc. So we're going to be covering some aspects like that in tonight's webinar and answering some questions that people may have afterwards. So real quick, if you want a recording of this, when we do recordings nowadays, I actually will load them into the back office under TV and under training calls, and you will see all of the different webinars that have been conducted, not only by myself, but by other people. And if you want to, find out what webinars have been done, let's say on Facebook, all right? So you can just look in the search engine here, keyword search, and search for Facebook, and that'll bring up all the webinars that are based on Facebook. Same thing with solo ads. You can search for those, and it'll bring up all just the solo ad webinars. So you can go through all of them, or you can do specific searches if you would like to. So that's a handy tool available to you. We keep adding to these webinars, so we've got at least 40 webinars in here right now. So that is what... all right, well, Michelle, you need to double check your screen, because everybody can see my screen, right? Raise your hand if you can see my screen. Okay, yeah, so I got about 50% of the people, Michelle, raising their hands. So you may want to just log out and log back on. For some reason, it's not picking up the screen. So give that a try, Michelle. All right. Okay, so that's where you can find the webinars, or you can also send me an email, and I will be more than happy to email them to you. Any of the past webinars as well. So just send it to rarmstrong@digitalaltitude.co. So please copy that down. All right, Chris, just check your speakers. Everybody else can hear me, so just check your system. If not, log out and log back on. Yeah, so if it's saying audio not connected, just go ahead and log out, Chris, and log back on. So let's see here. All right, let's see. So I'm going to type in my email address so you guys can copy it. rarmstrong@digitalaltitude.co. All right, so rarmstrong@digitalaltitude.co. I'll put it in the question area, and also I will put it in the chat area as well. So you can copy that email address. So if you want to email me, you're more than welcome to. I can send you information on some other things as well. So a little bit about myself, just to get this moving along. My name is Russell Armstrong, for those of you who don't know, who've never been on one of my webinars, and I am a retired fire officer of 31 years. I've owned 11 successful businesses since the age of 18. Currently own 4 businesses, online businesses, and 5 if you include Digital Altitude as an affiliate. I've taught students for over 34 years, and I've currently taught over 1,200 now, I got to change that number, students in the internet marketing field. So a little bit of experience. Hopefully I'm able to share some golden nuggets with you guys. But there were quite a few people here that raised their hand that they were RISE members only. And as you know, as a RISE member, you don't have access on a one-on-one coaching for the traffic coaches, and traffic is pretty important. Traffic is where we are learning how to market. So we have this great system and so on, but how do we market that system? So what we've done is, because to get one-on-one coaching traffic calls with us, it's pretty expensive. I will admit that. I don't set the prices, but to get a one-on-one coaching call with me or one of my team, it's $500 an hour. But what we have done is we've gone ahead, and Digital Altitude set this up back in July. We created what's called a group coaching call, or traffic coaching call. And what it is a group call. It's limited to 5 participants, although typically my group calls run from 1 person to maybe 3. So in essence, you could possibly get a one-on-one call out of it. We discuss techniques for paid traffic, so that would be PPC, solo ads, banner ads, social media ads, PPC, CPA, video marketing, etc. Non-paid or organic traffic in social media, video marketing, email marketing, blogs, article writing, etc. So we cover all of those topics in these calls, and it's kind of the next best thing to a one-on-one call. You get direct access to a traffic coach, so you can ask questions and they can help you with your system, help you with your marketing needs, and so on. Very intimate groups, 5 people maximum in these groups, and all of my team members, all of my traffic coaches participate in this, not on each of the same calls, but we all run group calls. So it gives you a good variety of where you can go and get your questions answered. We offer this package for 3 one-hour group traffic packages for $250. So if you are interested, again, that's 3 one-hour traffic calls for $250. And again, remember, one-on-one coaching is $500 per hour. So it's a good deal. If you're interested, email me, and I'd be more than happy to send you out the information in regards to this package, more detailed information, the order link, etc., so that you can take a look at it. So anyway, so that's what we have available to you right here. So you may want to take advantage of it. It really helps having that mentor and being able to work with your traffic generation with someone that's experienced in traffic generation. So a little bit about my team. I've compiled a team of traffic coaches. These are all people that are in the marketing world that run their own businesses, and I've brought them in to help teach students with Digital Altitude. Combined, there's over 100 years of training between all of us combined. We know marketing. Like I said, we all run our own businesses, so we have a lot of information, good information to be able to share with our students. So first one, obviously myself, I'm the traffic coach manager. We have Otis and Evelyn Jackson. They are what we consider Coach Jackson team. They're husband and wife team. Otis is a full-time educator, and Evelyn worked in corporate America as an instructor. And what's really nice is because of their online business and what they've been able to do, they have younger kids, well, what I would consider younger, they're young teens. And Evelyn was able to, I believe it was either a year or a year and a half ago, leave corporate America and actually work her business full-time. So they generate enough income that she was able to leave, and she had a very good job in corporate America, which I think is what most of us are striving to do, is be able to leave. Now, me, myself, I'm retired, so and running my online businesses. So, you know, I did what I set out to do. But they started their online business back in 2010. They have over 32 years training experience between the two of them. And they are just a phenomenal dynamic duo that works with their students. They're located out on the East Coast, so they handle majority of our U.S.-based students. I think they have some from different countries, but mainly U.S. We have Jay Andrada. Jay, again, is another hand-selected coach. I've worked with Jay before as a traffic coach, and he worked on another team of a different company I was with. And so and so did Otis and Evelyn. I brought them both over just because I knew of their talents, and so I wanted to bring them over. He's also been a corporate trainer for nearly a decade, has worked his business online since 2011, and I got to change his number. He's up well over 700 students now. Very, very good educator, very good trainer, knows his marketing, especially when it comes to email marketing and so on, and just a phenomenal asset to our team. He's located out in the Philippines, so he handles a lot of our Malaysian, Australian, New Zealand markets, but he also handles a lot of U.S. clients that need either early morning calls or late night calls. Actually, I think more late night calls, because there are some people that have odd working hours, and so we try to accommodate those for people. And our other team member here is Coach Vanessa Dunford. She is incredibly talented. She's the youngest in our group. She is just very energetic, very, very experienced in Bing advertising. She's run her own business for 5 years. She had a photography business, and she's been an online marketer. and she is just climbing the hills very, very rapidly. And so when I heard about her, I approached to get her over into my team as well, because I wanted someone very energetic. I needed someone in the UK, which is where she's located at, and she just fit the bill, and we brought her onto the team. So we have a great team here for you. Again, that is what you can use in the group traffic calls, so that's what's available to you. A lot of these instructors here come in and do some guest hosting on some of these webinars so that they can bring different aspects of how they teach into this. So I think some of you have seen some of our other instructors instruct on these webinars, and they do a phenomenal job. So just imagine having them as one of your traffic coaches. So again, if you're interested, let me know and send me an email. Send the email to rarmstrong@digitalaltitude.co, and I will be more than happy to send you out information and a link that you can go ahead and get your marketing started right away. So we're going to go ahead now and move over to our topic. So our topic is going to be utilizing an autoresponder. So let me actually bring on my Aweber. And I use Aweber. There are people that use Aweber. There are people that use GetResponse. There are people who use PT Sender, MailChimp, etc. The how you would connect, or the autoresponders that our company, Digital Altitude, works with, is if you go to my list, we work with GetResponse, Aweber, and PT Sender. That we can directly link into your autoresponder. So with that, you can, if you have GetResponse, you would go in here, click on that, watch this video, because the reason I use Aweber, and I recommend a lot of students use Aweber, is, I mean, Aweber and GetResponse are very comparable companies, okay? Aweber I find a lot more user-friendly to someone, especially someone brand new who is not very technically based. And where GetResponse, again, comparable company, but they're a little bit more steps involved, and you have to have a little bit more of a technical background to get really deep into GetResponse. Okay, but both of them work very, very well. Just depends on who you talk to. Some people will profess that there's nothing better than GetResponse. Others will say there's nothing better than Aweber, etc. So it just, you know, depends on your own personal preference. And what I tell people is both GetResponse and Aweber will let you sign up for 30 days for free. So if you truly aren't sure which one you want to go with, sign up for both, try them for 30 days, make sure you mark it on your calendar as to when to cancel, otherwise you're going to get double the bill. But try them out, see what you think, and if you're going to swing one way or the other, and then just cancel the other and run with that one. Even if you build a list on both, you can always import your list onto the other account. So there's instructions here to connect your GetResponse, but we are going to discuss Aweber tonight. All right, so on your Aweber, first thing you want to do is make sure you have an Aweber account. You can sign up right here. And the purpose, all right, some people ask us, well, why would we want our own autoresponder? Because if we use our links here in the back, our capture page, okay, so these are the links we can use. This will send people directly to the back office, and we will see them as leads in our back office, right? So why would we want to use anything else? Well, the purpose of having our own autoresponder, one, is that when a lead goes into the back office inside of Digital Altitude will be sending them follow-up emails, okay? And with them sending them follow-up emails, they don't know who you are, all right? They think that Michael is the one that placed the ad because the person they're hearing from is Michael, all right? Which is fine, but again, the whole purpose of having your own email list is because you can email them, you can build a reputation with them, you can build respect with them, and where people like you, where people are paying attention to you, they're following you, they respect you, they're more apt to buy from you. Okay, so it gives you a bigger advantage, and that's what Michael's trying to build with your list as well. But again, they have no idea who you are. And if someone ends up in the back office here, all of these emails in the back office here, if I want to email them, okay, if I want to reach out to someone and email them, I have to actually physically copy their email address and send them a personal email. all right? Versus if I have an autoresponder, I could actually export this list and load it into my autoresponder, okay, into my Aweber, and I can turn around and send out a one email and cover everyone on my list. I could cover all 4,500 people in one email. So I don't have to, you know, if I have 100 people in my back office, if I have 1,000 people, doing one email per person, that is going to take forever. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're using your autoresponder. That's one of the good reasons of having that autoresponder. Okay, so let's see here. All right, so let's see. I have a question here. All right. Have you guys ever had blogging as a topic of the webinar? I was listening on the rise. Topic was blogging. Okay. No, I have not done blogging as a webinar, Isaac. Blogging is a whole animal all in its own. I guess I can try to put together a webinar on blogging. Blogging is very challenging to most people, and it is a very slow process. You can have the best blogs in the world, but again, you may be one of a million people out there writing blogs, so you've still got to advertise to get people to your blog site. So you have to do paid advertising to get them onto your blog site, or you have to have a good following in Facebook, Instagram, something like that that's going to drive them to the blog site. So so blogging is not something I personally recommend, but again, if you want to do blogging, you know, we'll work on putting together a webinar for that. But right at the moment, we're discussing the autoresponders here. So with my autoresponder as well, like I said, I can send out bulk emails to my entire list, and then again, I can personalize with that list so they know who I am and build that relationship up with them. Okay. And so what we're going to do is, how many people here, let me lower everybody's hands, how many people here are Climber members? How many people here are Climber members? Raise your hand if you're a Climber member. Okay, about 25% of you are Climber members. All right, good. About 33% of you are Climber members. All right, very good. Highly recommend it. You get 3 levels of commissions, so I would definitely recommend becoming a Climber member, definitely. But as a Climber member, you should have access to what's called my list. All right, and my list again is where we're going to go and tie in our autoresponder to Digital Altitude. So with Aweber, you're going to click on Aweber if that's the autoresponder that you have. Click on that, and you're then going to install what's called a unique list ID, and you're going to watch this video here and install the follow-up series. So I'm going to walk you guys through that, okay, and show you how that is connected. Now, the key thing is, when you integrate your Aweber or your Get Response, when you integrate your autoresponder with Digital Altitude, you need to utilize this link here, which is the aspire.me link. It's the only way. What's going to happen is if someone comes through, if you're using the Digital Altitude capture page, is that when they come to this capture page, and this is what the capture page looks like, so it looks just identical to the other link, but when they enter in here, they're going to end up on your Aweber list, and they're also going to end up in the back office under a lead as a campaign. All right, so that's only if you use the Digital Altitude page, and that is different than the page here, which is the Digital Altitude or aspire.link page. They look identical, but you have to use the different link. All right, the aspire.me link, you have to use it in order for people to end up into your autoresponder. Okay, does that make sense? All right, hopefully that is making sense to you guys. Raise your hand if it's making sense. All right, good, making sense to people. All right, great. So if you want to have people just end up in your back office, you would use the aspire.link. And it says it clearly right here, my list capture page. This is going to my autoresponder. This is the link. Oops, keep opening that up. This is the link that I want them to go to, is this link right here. If I want them to go to the corporate autoresponder, or meaning the back office, this is the link that I'm going to send them to. Okay, so now that we got that straightened out, the next thing we want to do is we now need to link our Aweber to our capture page, or to the digital altitude capture page. So what it's going to need is what's called a unique list ID. So where do I find a unique list ID? So I'm going to bring up one of my digital altitude pages here, and let me bring that up, and let me go to list settings. All right, so I've already set up a list inside of Aweber. I'm going to go to list settings, and under the basic list information, this is my unique list ID. Now, what's important, in order for this to link properly, if I just copy this, and you see where I've gone beyond the 1 here, that list will not work correctly. You need to make sure, if you're copying this, that you copy from the front to the back and don't go beyond. All right? So I would copy this down. I would go back over here to my digital altitude, and I would paste that list, or that link, into there, which is the exact same one. All right. Actually, I think I just pasted a different one in here. Hold on a second. Just messed that up. See, not paying attention here. Let me shrink that down. Digital altitude. Let's see here. Okay, so I just make sure that that's an updated list. All right, it is. That's right, I deleted a list out of there. Okay, so you would put it in here, and then you click on Save. All right, and it will tell you success. Your Aweber list ID is now on your new version's capture page. All right, great. So it's done. But now I'm going to send people to my Aweber list. Okay, but I need to have follow-up emails, because again, when you're sending them to your Aweber list, you need to follow up with them. And what we mean by a follow-up, it's called a legacy follow-up series. It means that there's a set of, or a series of pre-written emails that are going to automatically go out. So it doesn't matter if someone comes into our funnel at 4 a.m. in the morning our time. As soon as they put their email address in, they're immediately going to get an email from us. But we don't have to be awake to do it. That's the whole purpose of an autoresponder. Okay? So you're going to go over here now to your messages, and you're going to go to your legacy follow-up series, and you're going to preload the campaign in here. So let me show you how that works. I'm going to go ahead and go, let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and go to, well, actually, you know what? Let me show you how to set up a list. So first, so for all of you new people that don't have a list, so the first thing you do is log into your Aweber, and you want to create a list. And then from your list, come on, takes it a minute. All right, so from your list, you're going to set up your first list. You want to have your company name, and I don't know why that keeps deferring back to my old company name. International Inc. Okay, you're going to put a website. Now, I put a Facebook page. Now, I do have a website, but I put my Facebook page. So it just depends on what kind of lists I'm building. But I can put my website here. Now, do not use, well, what you could use is an affiliate link, but you want to be careful with that. You want to make sure that you're using a domain name. So if you have a domain with a hard redirect over to your digital altitude page, you can utilize that, or if you have a company website, or you can use your Facebook page as well. Okay, obviously you'd have your address here, and then you have to put where the email is coming from. Now, one of the things they recommend in here is if you don't have, if you have like a Gmail, Hotmail account, Yahoo account, etc., it's going to send up a red flag saying, hey, you shouldn't use a free email service. Okay. Now, this is an email that's tied to one of my domains, and so if you have a domain, you can get an email set up on your domain even if you don't have an active website or a blog site, you can hard redirect that email back to, let's say, your Gmail account. So this email for me here goes into my normal Gmail account, all right? But to Aweber, it's a domain email, all right? So you then go to the next step, and then you want to list what is this list about. So I'm going to call this, let's call it DA, let's just call it DA leads opt-in. All right. You want to give a brief description. What is your list about? So this is, let's see here, marketing. Let's see, marketing to online. Let's see, online business owners or potential owners. And thank God for spell check. Helps if I learn how to spell. All right. Let's see. These emails consist of product marketing and information / education. All right, so that's what my list is about. Then I go to the next step, and it's going to automatically set it up for what's called a double opt-in. So you want to first approve the message, okay? And now you have your list. So here's my new list up here. Now what you want to do is go back to list settings, and this is incredibly important here, guys. You want to go back and you want to open up your confirmed opt-in on your list settings, and you want to turn this off. Okay, you want to turn that off. That's the double opt-in. Worked with a client today, and she did a solo ad, and it was a pretty big solo ad, and it was like over 500 clicks, or it was 500 clicks. And it was a provider that I know, I mean, that does pretty well with digital altitude stuff, and she got like 28 leads out of it. And I was floored. I could not imagine that out of a 500-click ad, he would only produce 28 leads. So we shared screens. I looked at her Aweber account, and what it was on her list. She did not have this turned off. So she had 220 people still pending confirmation. All right. And this was back in late November is when she ran the ad. So 220 people pending confirmation, which people are lazy. They don't go to their email unless they're told specifically, and even then, sometimes it doesn't happen. But people need to be told, hey, go to your, you know, when they click on your page, they put in their email, they then will turn around and not go. They have to be told to go back to their email, confirm their opt-in, and then they're going over to that sales page. But people are lazy, they don't do it. So you want to make sure you go back and turn that off and then save your settings, because then every lead that comes in is going to automatically go into your list, okay? Let's see here. All right, Chris cannot hear the webinar, said it's being recorded. Yeah, so, all right, well, Chris already showed you that, so anyway. Okay, so let's go here. So we've redone this list. Now what we want to do is we want to go to our messages, and we want to go to our legacy follow-up messages, okay? And you can watch this short little video telling you how to load your legacy follow-ups, but there's no messages in here, okay? Now remember, in our digital altitude, step number 3 was loading our Aweber pre-written emails or legacy follow-up series inside of our Aweber account. So what we're going to do is what's called a campaign sharing, yeah, it's a campaign sharing. So we want to copy this code. I don't know if you guys can see that okay. We want to copy this code here. All right, again, from edge to edge. Do not over highlight it. If I go there, I'm one character over, this will not work. Okay? You need to go exactly from edge to edge. And those of you using a laptop computer that don't use a mouse, highly recommend go out and buy a mouse. It'll make your life a million times easier. Okay, so we're grabbing the campaign sharing code, which is this AW list number. We go back over to our Aweber, and from here, because we have no messages, first thing we look for is, see where it says looking for campaign sharing. We click on that link, and from there, it's going to say campaign sharing. Enable campaign sharing and use a predefined campaign code. Now, if you go back here looking at these instructions, see these instructions here? It says scroll down, click on campaign sharing, copy this list, and upload it into that campaign sharing. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to find here, we're going to paste our link in here, and we're going to click on load. Now this takes a minute or two because there are 16 follow-up emails installed in here. But this takes a minute or two for it to load up, so you just got to kind of let it grind along. And then once it's done loading, you will see 16 follow-up emails inside this list. And then I'll show you what to do with the emails after you have them loaded, as soon as it loads. And it's a little slower because we're doing a webinar, so it steals a lot of bandwidth. Okay, so it's moved from there, it's moved up here, it's still grinding along, and in just a minute it will show us all of our emails here. So okay, so there they are. Okay, so here, all right, so here are our 16 follow-up emails that Digital Altitude has written for us, okay? So now what we need to do is there are two things we can do here. One, we definitely have to upgrade the links inside, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. The second thing we can do is we can personalize these emails. Otherwise, again, just like in the back office of Digital Altitude, besides your email showing up in their inbox, these are all written from Michael. Okay, so you may want to turn around and personalize these, and I will show you how we can do that. Okay, so we take this first link here. So actually, the first thing you need to do, and you can use, if you're using a Mac, you can use what's called a text edit pad right here. If you're using a PC, you can use a notepad. All right, so the first thing you want to do is go here to your back office, and you want to copy either one of these links. It does not matter which link you want to copy, but go ahead and copy a link. Actually, let's just copy the aspire.me link. We just want to copy this link, and then we want to open up, gotta find the room here, we want to open up our text pad, and we want to paste that there. Okay, so I've got this in here. Let me go back to my Aweber. All right, so now I have this here, show you here. All right, now the next thing I want to do is I want to take the link out of it. So I'm going to, in a Mac, you just hit remove link, and now it's not a clickable link anymore. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead, and again, this is recorded. So if you start to get lost with this, because I'm going fast enough, just be reassured that you can go back and watch the recording. Also, this information on the how to change your links is right here in this 12-minute video that's in your back office. Okay, so we're just going to keep plugging along here, and I got my list here. So now what I'm going to do, now I'm very task-oriented type of person. That's probably how I survived 31 years in the fire service. So what you want to do is you want to copy just your affiliate link, which is from the question mark to the equal sign, just your affiliate link in your back office, okay, or in your link. So then you go down a couple lines and you paste it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 01, or no, actually, I'm sorry. I'm going to put an AW for Aweber, and then FE for follow-up email, and then 01. All right? Then I'm going to paste it again, and I'm going to put AW, FE, 02. And then I'm going to paste it again, and I'm going to put AW, FE03, and so on and so on. I'm going to go all the way through number 16. Okay, so I'm going to do all the way through number 16. So I don't want you guys to have to suffer through me going through this 16 times. So this would be AWFE and then 16. All right, so I have all 16 links here ready to go. And why do I do 16? Because there are 16 emails that I need to update. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put those off to the side. Now, when we update, we go into our Aweber and we go into our first email. Remember, this is the very first email I opened up. We are going to then, let's see if I can enlarge that. I don't think I can. Oh, yeah, I can. All right, so we're going to click on the step 1, which is our first link, and we're going to click on the chain link here, and this is going to show us our link. Okay, so this is the link. When someone clicks on step 1, this is where they're going to. Now, the reason we have you change this is if you do use the corporate link, okay, this link right here, if you used this link, then this inside here will give you credit for it. But if you used a third-party link, if you end up building your own pages, etc., this link will not give you credit. So if someone clicks on the link inside the email, you will not get the credit for it. It won't be tagged to your ID. This is why we want to change this. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with number 1. We're going to copy that affiliate link with the tag. Remember, there's a tag at the end of it, so we know where it came from. And we are going to replace this one. Okay, so now, see, I have the Aspire. It's the step 1 page. And here is my affiliate link with a tag at the end of it showing that it's an Aweber follow-up and it's from email number 1. The things you're looking for, see, I can't enlarge those, is the green check mark and that the protocol says HTTP. If for some reason you make a change to the link and it depends on how you copy and paste it, all right, if you make a change to the link, you'll see this red exclamation point. That means that your link is not valid. So the first thing you do is look over here to the left, and you'll notice that that changed to other. What I'm going to do is go back and pick HTTP, and this will go back to a green check mark. I click OK, and now that link is updated. I go to the next link, do the exact same thing. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight all the way to the question mark, and I'm going to paste my new link in there, which is the Aweber follow-up email number 1. I have my green check mark. I'm going to click OK. Then I scroll down the page, and I've got 4 more spots that I need to do this with. So I want to make sure that I change every single link in each email. So you have 16 emails to update links on, all right? And it's critical. You don't want to, okay, well, I did the first 2, because if someone clicks on one of these bottom ones, you again have hurt yourself, because they won't get you will not get the credit if they end up buying from that link. The company will. So you need to make sure you update. These were specifically designed to work with the digital altitude capture page, but we discovered, and that's I discovered it, that's why I made the video on the website, is that there are people using their own pages, and then we discovered they're not getting the credit for the sale. So we immediately made the video, and this is what people have to do. All right? So we're going to go ahead and open this one up. We got 2 more links to go. And we're going to go ahead and paste that one in there and click OK. And we got 1 more to go. Bring that link up. Paste the new link in there and hit OK. Now we've done all of our email or all of our links within email number 1. Now you can keep these emails as they are, okay? Which again is being, besides your email showing up, everybody thinks they're talking to Michael, okay, the founder. So I would highly recommend personalizing your link in here. So where it says here, because in the first email he's saying, hey, what I want you to do is add me to your contacts, so when I send you emails, it ends up in the inbox versus the spam folder. So what I'm going to do, because again, remember on my list, the email is coming from the mylifechanger.net. So what I'm going to do is put the email address in that my emails are going to come from. So it's r.armstrong at mylifechanger.net. All right, so I'm going to tell them I need you to whitelist or to add me as a contact. And then, obviously, that's not going to go to Michael anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and put my name in here. I'm going to put Russell, and I'm definitely not the founder of Digital Altitude. So what I can put in here is I am an Apex, let's see, Apex Climber member. All right, so now I've said who I am. Now, obviously, this isn't who I am. I'm not Michael, so I'm going to upload a new image, and I will grab one of my images here. I'm going to go to my multiple files. And let's see here, internet business. I keep my entire business up on Dropbox, which is very smart. If you ever have a computer crash, you want your entire system backed up. Otherwise, it's a real pain. So let's see, I go to pictures, I find my image, and I open it, and watch what's going to do. Boy, big picture. I don't want that big of a picture there, okay? So now I can go in here, and I can shrink that, whoop, not that much. All right, shrink that picture down a little bit. Nice thing about it here is I can say, all right, I want it in the middle, or I want it at the right-hand side. I usually like it on the left-hand side. So it's right underneath my information here. Okay, so now I have updated all of this email. So now the email's coming from me. Okay, and again, read the email, reword it to fit you if you need to. Okay, but I put my email address in here, and I put my image, I put my name in here, etc. Okay, you can change, you know, how you want to. You can put to your success, talk soon, best regards. Respectfully, whatever you want to put in there, just kind of pick a common tagline that you want to use. Once I've updated this email, then I'm going to go ahead and click on Save and Exit. So now email number 1 is concluded. I've done email number 1. So what I do on my list here is, because I had highlighted for, you know, this says Aweber follow-up email 01, I'm going to delete it. So now I have number 2, 3, all the way down to number 16. Every time I do a new email after I'm done, delete it. And that'll just keep you on track. If you get distracted or something and then come back and go, well, gosh, what email was I on? Again, I'm a task-oriented person. I have to have it broken down like this for me because I get a lot of distractions during the day from other students messaging me, different coaching calls that I have to do, and so on. And I try to do little bits and pieces of things in between. I like to stay structured this way. Okay? So hopefully, guys, raise your hand. Is this making sense to you? Are you guys following along? Is this, you understanding what I'm talking about here? Hopefully I got a good portion of people that understand what's going on. Okay, well, some. All right, about 20–30% of you are understanding. Okay, well, that's good. Better than none. If everybody was scratching their head, I'd be going, oh, shoot, I'm definitely on the wrong path here. Okay, so again, now I'm ready for email number 2. I would just do the same exact thing. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to open up the email, and let's open it up. Come on. So I'm going to open up the email, and then I'm going to go through, and I'm going to change all the links. Now, you'll find on email number 2, in the links, there are 2 links, and I don't know if you guys can see this or not. They're YouTube links. Don't touch them. All right, so if it's anything but a referral link, don't touch it. All right, there are 2 of them in email number 2 that are YouTube links. So there's the other one, and I believe this is the only email that has a different link in it. But all the rest of them are your typical affiliate links. So you can see here, here's the referral, and that's what you're going to replace. So I'm going to copy number 2 here. I'm going to go through, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it. And now this is set up for email number 2. I'm going to click OK because I had the green check mark. Next one here, I'm going to go through and, oops, nope, click on it, bring up my referral here. Make sure you don't have 2 question marks in there. Make sure you highlight everything that's going to be replaced. Click OK. I got 2 more to go. Keep doing that. Okay, click on that. Go ahead and put my affiliate link in there. I get the green check mark. Click OK. And the last one here. I'm going to paste that, and I get the green check mark, and I'm going to click OK. All right, so these are done, but now, remember, now I got to go in and I got to change my email. So I'm going to change my name here. I'm going to put, you know, Apex Climber member. Okay, and I'm going to change my picture. So I'm going to upload a new image. And again, look for my image here. And I would highly recommend just move your image somewhere where you can just grab it. But I did not do that, so. I got so many files, it's just ridiculous. I keep telling myself one day I'm going to go back through and clean up a lot of files, but you know what? Never have the time to do it. All right, so I'm going to upload my new image there. I'm going to shrink that down a little bit. Okay, so it's all ready to go. I've updated my links. I've updated my email. And again, read through the email. You know, just make sure that it's not, you know, it's not talking about like this here. See, I almost missed this. So I need to put on here, you know, all right, so I need to put my name here, okay? And then obviously this was, you know, this needs to change a little bit. Now what if, because again, you know, a lot of you guys haven't been doing this for 15 years online. So what would be another way I could personalize this? So what I could do is, let's put Michael back on here. Because there may be some emails that just can't, let's see, M-I-C-H-A-E-L, force. There may be some emails you just can't change. It's just not going to fit you, okay? So what you're going to do is you may go ahead and put here, well, actually what I'll do is I'm going to copy this. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and, well, I don't have Michael's picture, but I'm going to go ahead and, let's see here, I'm going to copy this here, and I'm going to put this as founder, and I'm going to put Michael's name here. I'm going to put Michael, okay, and then what I'm going to do here, and you'll see why I'm doing this. I hope you guys email from Michael. I will pass on others as he sends them. Okay, so I left a message here, and what I'm going to do here is I go back up here to the top. Come on, let's go back up to the top. All right, so back up to the top, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and, let's see here. I'm going to come out here to the side. Oh, don't do that to me. All right, so that just screwed everything up. So I just changed, and I guarantee you might, oh no, it didn't, good. It auto-saves, thank God for auto-saving. All right, so let me bring this over here a little bit more. Oh, come on. You ever had one of those touchy mouse days? It is just drives you bonkers after a while. All right, make sure that's all the same. All right, so what I'm going to do is about here is I can grab here in Aweber, and I can add another paragraph. So I can put on here, let's see. Hey guys, to pass on of digital altitude. Okay, so what I've done here is in the email, what I'm doing, because it was really hard for me to write, because again, you know, if you don't have 15 years experience and so on, which offers the credibility and stuff, what I've done is I've written an email and saying, hey guys, I just wanted to pass on this important email to you so that, oh no, I didn't want to do that. Okay, well, that just screwed me up there. Let's go backwards and see what happens here. This is why you always got to be careful with stuff. No, I just ruined this email. Okay, so I would have to go back in and download this particular email again. So be very careful when you're clicking on X's and so on, because it will eliminate stuff for you. But what I did is, you know, I introduced Michael to my audience and then gave them his email, let him sign off, and then I signed off after that. Okay? So this is another way that you can personalize your emails so that you have you can, you know, have those emails, but people are starting to know who you are. Okay, so hopefully this helps you out, guys. And then once you're done, go ahead and save it. Now I'm actually going to delete this whole list because it's not a list that I'm going to be utilizing. But so let me go ahead and deactivate this list. What did I call this one? Let's see, this was the digital altitude, education. So I'm going to deactivate that list. That's how basically you eliminate a list. Okay, so so anyway, this is what you want to be able to do, and this will connect your Aweber just like connecting. I believe that was still the same one. Make sure that's the one. Yeah, 8.1. Okay. This is how you're going to connect your Aweber or your autoresponder to digital altitude. So again, if you want to have your leads, if you want to utilize the digital altitude back office capture page, you're going to use, but you want the lead to go into your Aweber account, you're going to use this aspire.me link. And that will then send people to the Aweber, but they'll go through the digital altitude capture page and funnel. Okay, so hopefully, let me get rid of this, delete. All right, so hopefully, guys, that answered some questions. Now, one more thing I'm going to show you about an autoresponder here is when it comes to, bring up one of my lists here. When it comes to messages, all right, so we have a legacy follow-up, and a legacy follow-up is a follow-up series of emails that are automatic. In other words, it's a series of emails that people are going to receive as they come into your funnel. Okay, so what we also can do is what's called a broadcast email. So a broadcast email is an additional random email that we can send out. Now, broadcast emails, where can I get this information? If you go here to my links inside Digital Altitude and you go to where it says my email swipe, then you can bring up an email that you can just copy and paste. Now, again, read it, make sure you don't have to reword it, but this is designed, if you look here, this already has my affiliate link in it and it already has my name on it. Okay, so I could utilize this to send out to my list. So what I can do, since I've already used this 22nd one as a demonstration, I'm going to use the 15th here. So what I'm going to do is the first thing, I'm going to copy my the subject line. I'm going to go over here to my Aweber. I'm going to tell Aweber I want to create a new message. So I'm going to go in and create a new message, and this is what will come up. The template comes up. I want to go ahead and delete all of that. I'm going to paste my subject line in here. All right. Then I got to go back. So it's a lot of back and forth. Now I'll show you something, and I get a lot of questions about this. So I'm going to copy this email. So I got to scroll all the way down until I get to the end of it. I'm going to copy it. All right. And I'm going to, if I come here and if I paste it, The thing about it is you want to, if I paste, look at what happens. All right, it just turns it into one big blob. Okay, so I don't want that to happen. So what I want to do is when I click paste, and again, this is where you're going to want a mouse, okay, and make sure the right-hand commands are enabled on it. But I can click on match source, but even here, you see there's no spaces, all right? So it has every one of the lines, but no spaces. So I'm going to teach you a trick that you can use to do this properly. So what I do is I come over here, I open up a Word document. As soon as Word opens up, I create a Word document. And again, I'm not saving this. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to paste. Oop, nope, I'm sorry. Wrong way. Sorry. Let's copy that, delete that. I'm going to paste special. So I'm going to use the HTML format. Nope, I'm sorry. God, do you think I'd do this enough? All right, I'm going to paste special, and I'm going to use the text, unformatted text format. All right, so now, see how the email turned out? Looks just like this email here, okay? So now I've got it on my Word document, and it all breaks down the way it's supposed to, okay? So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all of this, and I'm going to go over here to my Aweber, and I'm going to paste it in. Now, see what it did? It formatted it all completely, all right? So my email is formatted. Now, what I do, because again, my list is, I don't have names, so I'm going to go ahead and take this out, and I'm just going to take away the name, and I'm going to put that in there. So I've got this whole list, or this whole email here, and again, I haven't read it over and see if there's anything I need to do. But if you look here, where it says click here, I want to hyperlink this. I don't want my ugly affiliate link sitting here. So I want to make this the clickable link. Well, how do I do it? Well, first, I need to copy this link because that's the page I want them to go to. So I'm going to copy this. Then I'm going to highlight where it says click here. Okay. And I'm going to go up here to the top. I'm going to click on link. And let's see here. It's going to tell me, oh, okay. And I'm going to paste that link in there. Now, two problems. This already says HTTP, and this says HTTP, so I need to take this out. Now watch, I'll get the green check mark, and I want to put a tag on here, because again, you want to tag everything you give out, because then you know where it came from. Where did that, if someone comes in and they become a buyer, where did it come from? Because that's important, because you'll know then what's working, what's not working. So the way I'm going to tag this, remember, this is an Aweber. All right, it's a broadcast email. All right, for DA. All right, however you want to do it, you could call it a DA broadcast email. So DABE. All right, and this was, remember, this was from November 15th. So I'm going to put 11/15/16. So this code right here, when I see it, if the buyer comes through and I see this tag applied, I'm going to know that this was a digital altitude broadcast email from 11/15/16, okay? And I'm going to go ahead, because I got the green check mark, go ahead and click OK. Now I go back over here, and I scroll down, and look, this is now a clickable link, okay? So then what I can do is I can take this and highlight it, and I'm going to delete it off of there, all right? So now when they receive the email, here is the clickable link. Here's my sign off. The email is ready to go. There was only one link in here, and I'm ready to go. So let me shrink that back down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Save and Exit. So what this is going to do is this is going to, and here's my email, all right? So this is what is going to happen. It's in drafts right now, so it won't go anywhere. I've got to tell it what do I want to do. So I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to send it to a test email. So I'm going to show it, I'm going to send it to my personal email. I just got to log on, actually grab my personal email here, grab that, and refresh. There's my email. All right, so here, I'll show this to you here. All right, so here's the email, okay? It shows who it came from. All right, so this is my email where everything comes from via Aweber. All right, but here's my email. This is what we put in, and look at this. Clickable link, and it goes to the video sales letter. Okay, so and if you look at here, you can pause that. If you look at this up here, look at that. It has my affiliate link in it, and it has my tracking link in there as well. So right here, let's go ahead and close that down. Let me show you. Let me shrink that down. Let me go back here to Digital Altitude. Let me go back to my campaigns. And I'll go to page views. And actually, I can go even to conversions. All right, so what did I call that one? I called that a DA. Oh, there it is. All right, so look at this here. Here's my tag. Remember, I called it Digital Altitude, broadcast email. Oops, no, it's this one here. Digital Altitude, broadcast email, 11/15/16. So I can tell you here, I didn't get any members out of this yet. All right, so no members, no money, but I had someone click on it. I can go over here to page views and see the same thing. That, oops, I gotta expand that out. I can go over here. I can search for my tag. All right, so here's my tag, DABE 11/15/16. It went to the video sales letter twice, and if I went to any other pages on there, it's going to show up as well. So it's going to show what pages this tag, what this person came through. Okay, and it's going to show if I had 100 people go through that tag, it's going to show 100 unique visits. Does that make sense to you guys? Hopefully that helps you out. Let's see here. All right, so, all right, great. What email service do I recommend, Joseph? I personally recommend Aweber, but I'm an Aweber guy. I've used Aweber for 5 years now. So I've used GetResponse before, working with students and stuff. Again, I don't have an issue with GetResponse. I'm just loyal to Aweber. But if you are someone that is not as tech savvy, I really, for a lot of my students that are especially just beginning, I recommend Aweber because I think it's more user friendly. Okay, so but it's purely up to you. That's why I say, you know, both of them offer you free 30-day sign up. So with that, you can go ahead and just you know, sign up for both and see which one you like. Okay, so hopefully that'll help you. So here again, here's my broadcast email. Remember, I just sent a test email. I have not sent this out to my list yet. So I pick which list I'm in. I'm going to send out this broadcast email. So I'm going to schedule it. Okay, so in my schedule, I'm going to come over here to who should receive this message, and I want my entire list to see it. But I've already sent this broadcast email. Well, actually, I haven't. So if I want to send this broadcast email out, I can just send the message now. So I schedule, and it sends the message right now. Okay? So let's say I have a list here that is not, let's see here. Back when I sent that 512. Okay, so if I have a broadcast here that I have, you can see this one is sending. Okay, so it says that my momentum one is sending. All right, so let me look at what I can do is all right. Okay, look at this. I've already got 21. All right, your momentum got distracted. This is, I've already got 21 people opening this, all right? So I'm starting to build momentum here. This at a percentage-wise, out of 2,000 people on this particular list, that's not a lot of openings. That's, if I look at the percentages, that's 1.1%. So it's not a huge amount of opening, okay? And, you know, don't stress over the complaints here. It is amazing how many people will take the time to complain about something versus just opt out. Okay, if you guys don't want to receive an email from someone anymore, just do them a favor, just unsubscribe, and then you won't receive the emails anymore. Okay, and this is where people get lazy. They just want to. I mean, I have people that will email me, and they'll say, you know, they'll email me, they'll tell me that I don't want to receive your emails anymore. And it's like, okay, so I respond back to them and I say, all right, well, no problem. I went ahead and unsubscribed for you. I really wanted to say, I unsubscribed for you because you're too lazy to click on the link and unsubscribe yourself. But that's the key thing you do, is just unsubscribe them, okay? Get rid of them. Because they're not going to buy anything. If they're complaining about stuff, they're just definitely not going to buy anything. I don't know why they signed up for my list in the first place. All right, you guys to realize that I clean out lists on a regular basis. You saw here on my subscribers that just in this list alone, I have 1,999 subscribers. Okay, I used to, back about 4 months ago, maybe 5 months ago now, I used to have over 10,000 subscribers. But what I finally decided is because I pay for every one of those email addresses. So in my Aweber lists, I give you, if you in 30 days you haven't opened up one of my emails, I delete you. If in 60 days you haven't purchased one thing from me, I delete you. Because why are you on my list? I'm all for building that relationship and so on. But again, if in 30 days someone hasn't opened up an email, do you really think they're going to open up your email on day 31? So, and you pay for every one of those emails on there. I know people that have, well, like me, I had 10,000 people on there, and I was able to eliminate 5,000 of them. You know what that cut my bill down to? I mean, because I was paying to have them there every single month, and they were not reciprocating by buying anything or even opening my emails. So I'm very big on cleaning out lists. I'd rather have 1,000 people on my list that want to buy something than 10,000 people on my list that just want to sit there and not even open up my emails or kick the tires. Okay? So don't hesitate to clean out your list. Always back it up, but don't hesitate to clean out your list. Okay? So let's see what we've got. So I got 35 people right here now that have opened this, one person that has clicked. Now, if I wanted to resend an email, okay, so like this one here, I sent this, it was asking, it was a broadcast email, how's your week going? 432 people. Now, remember, there's almost 2,000 people on this list. 432 of them opened this email up. 22 of them clicked on the link. All right, so percentage-wise, 21.1% opened that email. All right, so, and now typically what we do, whoop, sorry to put that right there in your face. Typically what we do is we open up this email, and I don't know why this isn't working right at the moment on Aweber. So in Aweber, I can show you here all the people that opened this email. I can look at all the email addresses that opened it and how many times they opened it. All right, so this person opened it 16 times. All right, this one 33 times. Obviously, I don't know what was going on there. All right, but these are all the people, 1,614 of them, that did not open this email, which could be it may ended up in their spam folder and they never saw it. It could be that they weren't interested in the subject line or whatever. But I want to resend to these people. You don't want to send the same broadcast email out to everyone, because you're going to take these 432 people that did open it and piss them off because you keep sending the same email over and over and over again. So what I want to do is I want to segment out, and I want to take the people that didn't open and I want to send directly to them, because how can I upset them if they didn't open in the first place? So I'm going to show you how to do this. Typically in Aweber, you can go here, click on the unopened, and then click on, let's see here, unopened, and click on send directly to this list. And let's see, this is general list 2, and this was, what was the name of the email? How is your, hope your weekend's going great. Okay, so hope weekend. All right, and so save my segment list, but for, oh, actually it worked this time. Great, I've done this like 15 times and it has not worked. So now what I want to do is I'm going to go back over here to my broadcasts, because now what I've created is what's called a segmented list. And a segmented list means that I've only taken that portion of people out in order to resend the email to them. So I'm going to go, here's the email, here's the broadcast email. I'm going to copy it over to drafts. And then inside of drafts, I'm going to go ahead, and here it is. All right, so now I got to tell it, hey, when and where do I want to send this? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to schedule a broadcast, okay? And I'm going to, one, who should receive this message? I don't want everyone to receive it because, again, remember, I had 400 and some odd people who already opened it. So I'm going to click on edit. I'm going to go over here to where it says send to segment, and I'm going to, right there, general list to Hope Weekend. All right, that's who I want this to go to. So I click apply, and that is the only people that are going to receive that, which basically is the people that did not open it. All right, so I can now have this message sent right now, or I can set up a schedule. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and set it to, I'm going to schedule it for tomorrow, and I want to change the time. This is it because I'm in a Pacific time zone, so it's set for that. I'm going to go ahead and change it for, let's go with 8 a.m., okay? And then I'm going to click apply. Now, this is the most important part because Aweber changed their format a little bit, and I found that when I was sending out rebroadcasts, I was not sending anything out. I had it all set up, ready to go. I thought I had scheduled it, which I did, but I didn't complete it. What I discovered is you have to click on this button too. So where it says scheduled message for Friday, December 9th, 2016, 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So now I'm going to click on scheduling, and it says success, and then it is going to drive me over to, so right here, here is a scheduled message that is going to go out at tomorrow at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right, I can unschedule it if I want to. I can send it right now, whatever I want to do, but now this is scheduled, and it's only going, see where it says here, this will be sent to the general list Hope Weekend. That's that segmented list that'll go out to about 1,600 people. All right, not the people I have already gotten to open this email. And again, I'm not picking on the people that didn't click on the link or anything. I'm just trying to get people to open the email. Okay, so I've already got 2.6% of the people right now. 51 people have opened up this email so far, and it was sent a few minutes ago. Okay, 3 people have clicked on the link inside. All right, so this is what you're wanting, good percentages here, up in the 20s or more percentages. But if I don't have a good percentage opening, then if I send the email to them again, just the segmented list that didn't open, I could do that 4 times and increase this up to maybe 40 or 50%. Just by taking a little bit of time and keep sending it to the people that didn't open. Now, if I'm going to send it like the second time, or actually not maybe rebroadcast the second time or third time, now is when I'll probably go ahead and change the subject line, because obviously the subject line is not getting them to open, but make it congruent with whatever your email is. Okay? So hopefully that helps you guys out a little bit. I'm going to go through, let's see, Jason, do you have a list of a good domain name site to use? I'm not sure really, Jason, what you're asking there. The domain is up to you to pick as to what you want. What I personally recommend is don't do a domain that, sounds like, flashy, unless you're really attracting those kind of people. I've seen people make cash now and so on. You know what kind of people you're going to attract with that is lottery seekers. And guess what lottery seekers don't do? They don't spend a mere $2,000 to become Rise members. Okay? They have a hard time spending $1 or $37, and they're definitely not going to buy a $2,000 product because they want the lottery ticket. They want to go down to the grocery store. They want to buy a $1 ticket and win $1 million. All right? They're not willing to work for it, and they're not willing to put any kind of money in and invest in a business. All right? All right, can you talk about, this is from James, can you talk about how to set up different campaigns on how to track different types of traffic? Okay, I'm not sure really, James, what you're talking about, different campaigns. Are you talking, please emphasize a little bit more, James, what you're asking about there, okay? Let's see here from Carol Smith. I have seen the $1 opt-in and the $97 opt-in. Is that something we do, or I'm not sure what the $97 opt-in is, Carol, unless maybe you came through like Digital Edge or something, but we don't have a $97 opt-in. We have actually even the $1 opt-in anymore is gone. If you look here under the order form, even though we do have a $1 order form, if people come here to the trial, this is now what it says, free today. So we do not charge the $1 anymore. So as to the $97, I'm not sure, Carol, what you're talking about. Okay, Rockstar. Okay, so you're talking, Jason, of that being your domain is Rockstar. Okay, I'm not sure how it wouldn't gravitate towards me, but there's probably a large audience that it would. All right, so from Isaac, so is there any time that you need to use an autoresponder when you use a third-party landing page for them to put their email, and then after they put in that email, they are watching that video with Mac? Okay, if you're using any third-party pages, landing pages, you're going to be required to have your own autoresponder. So Aweber, GetResponse, PT Sender, MailChimp, one of those you're going to have an autoresponder because you now have to do the follow-up. The way it's tied in usually is through the capture page. The capture page is the form. So on the capture page itself, right, go away. Let's see here. On the capture page itself, oops, wrong thing. Let's see. On this capture page itself, it is when a capture page is built, this form here is a piece inside of the capture page. So this sends the data to your autoresponder. The rest of the page, when someone clicks on this button sends them to the video sales letter or whatever. So there's two components inside a capture page, but if you're using a third-party capture page, because they don't have access to put people back inside a Digital Altitude, you have to have your own follow-up series. Or you have to have your own autoresponder and your own follow-up series. So hopefully that answered you. And I know Mac Mills, I think with Mac Mills you have to make your own capture page because I don't think his video comes with a capture page. So a lot of people that I've talked to that are using Mac Mills video sales letter, they've created their own capture pages. Okay, James, all right, so I'm using two different types of traffic. How can I track them in Aweber to track them separately? Good question. This is what I will tell you right here is I would go to a third-party software called ClickMagic. There are a lot of other ones out there. ClickMagic I went to back in March. I used to have quality click control, but I liked the robustness of ClickMagic. So you're more than welcome to go there. It's a great program. Like I said, there are other programs out there that you can go to, but this is one that I would definitely recommend checking out and going to. So that's how you're going to break down your links. If they're all going into the same Digital Altitude list inside your Aweber, that's how you're going to have to break down. And then what you can do is inside here, this, like with ClickMagic, it actually creates tracking pixels for you. So you can take these tracking pixels and you can put them inside, and this is like a whole different class, but you can put these inside of the pages inside Digital Altitude so you can track actually the buyers and so on. All right, it's not going to break down for you that Sally Smith bought, but what it's going to do is you be able to track it and say that, all right, I ran this ad, and out of this ad I had, say I had a 500 click ad and I received 250 leads. That's a 50% opt-in, and out of that I got let's see what I got about 25. Let's say I got 25 buyers or 25 trial buyers. Well, there's a 10% conversion rate. So you're not going to know which buyers came from that. But what you are going to find out is through the tracking pixels, you're going to be able to go to your ClickMagic, and that's going to say, all right, here's the stats. and you attach these pixels to it, and it's going to say that 25 people, and where you would put that information, where you would put that pixel is on the order page, or I mean on the thank you page, not the actual order page, but the thank you page. If 25 people fired on this thank you page, then what that's going to do is that's going to tell you that I have 25 new members, and it came from that ad. Okay, so hopefully, James, that helps you out there. So, okay, perfect, good. Glad that worked for you. All right, so soon, let's see, if someone becomes an Aspire buyer during the autoresponder, should I continue to send them email? Good question. Okay, what you can do, what I would highly recommend doing in your Aweber account, build yourself a new list, okay? And what you want to call that list is like, Digital Altitude or DA buyers list. And so what you're going to do is what he's asking is, let's say you have 16-day follow-up series on your emails, okay? So let's say on email number 3 they buy, okay? Which means that they're going to receive still 13 more emails to try to convince them to buy. So the thing you want to do is in your back office, you're going to go to where your team members are, all right? And you're going to find that person. You're going to grab their email address. You're going to copy it. You're going to go into your Aweber, and now this person is not in my Aweber, but you're going to go into your Aweber. You're going to go into your subscribers, and you're going to search for that person, okay? And like I said, this person will not be in there, but I will search for the person and bring them up, and if it brings that person up, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take their information, and I would then go to my other list, my buyers list, and I would manually, so like in any one of the lists, subscribers here, I can import, where is my list here? All right, so add subscribers. I would click on add subscribers. I can manually import. So I would put, if I have their name, which I would, in my back office, I have their name, I have their email address. So I would manually put them in there. And then what I would do is where I found them in my back office, in my normal email that's promoting the product to them, I would then delete them. Okay? But make sure first you add them to your new list, your buyers list, okay? So you can click on manually, add them to your buyers list. You can put, a tag in here. You can put ad tracking. I would, if you know what ad they came from, make sure you're putting down what ad so you can go back and use that data. But this is what you would do. So you would fill out any information you possibly can, click on add subscriber, and then you're done. All right, so that was a very good question. Hopefully that answered it for you. Is yes, get them over to another list, a buyer's list, and that way then you can, the emails you follow up with them on that are completely different because it's more of introducing yourself, it's more of making sure that they've connected with their coach, making sure they're pumped, they're excited, they're getting started with their 18 steps. Those are the things that you're going to want to cover in those emails, and you want them automatic. I have 4 follow-up emails, and then the rest of it is all broadcast emails, okay? Just to keep them engaged and so on. So good question. Hopefully that answered it for you. All right, so what are good domain site to use for domain name? GoDaddy, Namecheap, HostGator. Yeah, those are good sites to go to buy domains. To host them, remember, if you hard redirect a domain, you don't have to have a hosting account. I recommend, if you're going to hosting, I really recommend that you go to, I recommend HostGator, not Bluehost, not GoDaddy or some of the other ones out there. Don't do a third-party one. Deal with the companies directly, but HostGator is inexpensive, very powerful, never had a problem. I've dealt with them for over 6 years now, and I've never had an issue with them. So I would highly recommend. And I do have a hosting account with GoDaddy because I had to have a secure server for one of my sites because it's a different company. But and I haven't had a problem with them either. I just find that HostGator is just very user-friendly, very easy to work with, and their support is phenomenal. GoDaddy's support kind of gets iffy. So that's what I would recommend, Jason. Hopefully that helps you. All right, so Isaac, so how many clicks a day does $25 a day on Facebook advertising get you? I couldn't tell you, Isaac. If you're being charged $2 a click, it's going to get you, what, 13 and a half clicks or 13 clicks, or actually 12 clicks. If you're being charged 10 cents a click, it's going to get you, what, 250 clicks. Or no, it's going to get you, let's see, $25. Anyway. So Isaac, I can't tell you that. It depends on what the interaction with your Facebook ad is doing and what you're being charged per click. I mean, you got to monitor those ads, and if the cost is getting too prohibitive, turn it off before you start spending a ton of money. Because typically, if the cost per click in a Facebook ad is expensive, then that means if you looked at the relevancy score, the first thing you'll find is you are not relating to that audience at all. All right. And your click-through rate is going to be very low, your cost per click is going to be very high, and your relevancy score is going to be low. So those are the first things you want to be looking at. Again, as I've told you before, if I have a relevancy score of 5 or below, I immediately pause the ad and figure out what I need to do to correct it. Okay? And I just make a new ad, start running it, and see what happens from there. Facebook, okay, so here also, when you're advertising on Facebook, can you use a third-party capture page that requires you to use an autoresponder? I will tell you right now, it's very hard to advertise Digital Altitude's capture page to inside of Facebook. So you're going to, yes, need to use probably a third party or build your own pages, which is like a third party. You're going to need to use your own, because Facebook will not accept this affiliate link. There are some people that get away with it, but their time is limited. It's just Facebook, and it's not Digital Altitude, it's just affiliate links. You can try to promote other things in affiliate links, and Facebook doesn't like it. So typically you're going to have to create, and as I've explained to you before, Isaac, is, you know, depending on what your target audience is, if I was targeting retirees and I sent them to six steps to six figures in 90 days, I'd lose them. Okay, because my advertising would be specific about retirees or people looking at retirement, and they're not going to resonate with this page. So I'd have to build my own page anyway. All right, so it just depends on the audience you're approaching and what the message is, you know, and the capture page has to be congruent with the offer or the ad you're running. Otherwise, you're going to lose people, and you're going to spend a lot of money, and they're never going to go any further than clicking on the ad and going, oh, that's not where I wanted to go, and now they're gone. So you just paid for that click for nothing. All right. Okay, is there a way to automate this process? Yes, soon. It's called Infusionsoft, or well, actually, you can't even. No, there's not a way to automate it unless you're selling your own product. And the reason being is we don't control the sales process. You know, we can control all the pages, we can control building our own funnels and so on, but inside Aweber, GetResponse, PT Sender, MailChimp, or anything like that, it's not an automated system that says, oh, that person bought, I'm going to move them over here. Those systems aren't designed for that. Usually you have to go to what's called a true CRM, which is a customer relationship manager, like Infusionsoft, like Entreport, and so on. Those are very expensive. They're going to run you a couple $100 a month basic to thousands of dollars a month. I don't know what they're paying. We use Infusionsoft in our back office, and I know because as big as we are, I know they're paying a chunk of money for it. But that's the only way, and because it doesn't base the people by lists. What it does is it bases the people by individuals. And so by doing that, what it's doing is it is what do I want to say? It is shoot. What do I want to say? You're able to put tags on to say that okay, that if this person crosses this threshold, they need to be going over here to this funnel. If that person does this, they need to go over here to this funnel. That's a true CRM. And again, very expensive, but it still would not work for Digital Altitude because we don't control the buying process. You would need something that would be able to trigger once they filled out that order form and that buy form. So if you had your own merchant and you were processing the credit cards yourself, you could control that. But since we don't, we run everything through Digital Altitude, we can't control that part. So I'm sorry, there's not a way to automate that, at least as of yet. Okay. So the email. So what to email them after they buy the trial, or just simply let the coaches do their thing? Like I said, I have 4 emails that go out, and then I just do broadcast emails just to get more acquainted with them, keep them moving forward, making sure that if they have questions, contact me, etc. But it's more of just keeping the people motivated and keeping them moving forward. Okay. All right. Great, Jason. I'm glad I was able to help. Yeah, I did say Namecheap is good for domains. HostGator, you can buy domains, but you can also do hosting inside of HostGator. So, all right, guys, let's see. Anybody else have any questions here? We've lost a few people on this webinar. We've gone about an hour and a half now, so please list your questions if you have any, and I will be posting this recording, or you can also go ahead and email me, and I will be more than happy to send you the information or the recording of this once I have it uploaded. It'll probably be by tomorrow morning. And also, if you have questions about the traffic coaching packages or whatever, be more than happy to send you out that information with that as well. So let's see here. Aid, you have a question here. How about if you are not using Aweber, will you still run into the problem of not getting credit? No. If you are using if you're not using now, Abe, are you talking about you're not using an autoresponder at all, or you are not? So clarify your question. Are you not using an autoresponder at all? You're just using in the back office, or are you just not using Aweber? You're using GetResponse, PT Sender, MailChimp, something like that. Let me know. Please rewrite your question so I know. All right, Salvation, if it's good to cross-promote like your Facebook and Twitter, yeah, it's always good to cross-promote. I mean, Facebook, Twitter, social media, those are good organic reaches for people, and then if you can combine that with some paid traffic, that's like the best of both worlds, okay? Okay. How you can invest in advertising and get a return on investment. Invested in Tiptoe package and didn't return investment. Okay, well, I'm sorry, Isaac. Welcome to marketing. As the analogy that I use, if there was 100% guaranteed science to marketing, and I had that secret, I guarantee you guys I wouldn't be doing a webinar. I'd be sitting on my own island somewhere. There is no guarantee to marketing. Marketing is hit and miss. You and I can run an ad, the exact same ad to the exact same provider, let's say a solo ad provider, and you get 2 sales and I get 0. All right, it just depends on where we fall on the list, what the mood of the list is that day. Was there a glitch in their email service provider that they didn't get that email that day? Whatever it is, it depends on, there are so many factors we cannot control. And so with that, we can't guarantee traffic, okay? So when you buy a solo ad, when they guarantee that we're going to sell you 500 clicks, they will guarantee you get 500 clicks. But 500 clicks does not mean you're going to get 500 leads or 500 buyers. It just says they can control that they're going to give you 500 unique clicks. There were people that were selling, I don't even know if they're really selling it anymore or not. There were people that were selling buyers, $1 buyers. That is something they could guarantee, but the thing they couldn't guarantee is that $1 buyer would not refund or would or would not go up to the 37 and climb up above. All right, they couldn't guarantee that, but they could guarantee a $1 buyer, because what they were doing was going through massive amount of leads and finding those $1 buyers, and then they'd assign them to you. So that's the only way, because they can control that part of it. So there's no guarantee to traffic. If you run an ad, it just doesn't, if it doesn't go, you can either sit down and say, oh gosh, that didn't work, and now I don't want to run ads again, or you dust yourself off and you get up and you run another ad to someone else. So it's you want to, And again, Isaac, you're buying huge ads. And what have I always told you? And I tell everybody else, and I tell them in my webinars, if you're going to test out a provider, stay within 200 to 500 clicks, test them out, see if you get any kind of a return on there. See how well the ad runs, test out their list before you start buying 2,000 and 1,000 click ads. So that's another thing that you need to do. Otherwise, you're going to eat up your budget really quick. So I hope your new ad that you have going, that 1,000 click ad, I hope it does well for you, Isaac. All right. Is this recording available until the next webinar or after too? The webinar recordings, once I load it up, will be in the back office under training calls. So that tonight's recording will be posted here, but you can also, Mario, you can email me and I'd be more than happy to send you the recording as well. Okay. Let's see here. What are the traffic coaching packages and what is the best for someone that new to this in order to have the maximized results? Well, you know, obviously the next best thing to one-on-one traffic coaching is to get the traffic coaching package, which is 3 one-hour sessions with a traffic coach. Maximum amount of people on that group call would be 5 people, but again, we're averaging 1 to 3 people, and because they're not extremely popular yet, we're trying to get the word out. So right now they're pretty intimate, and that would be the least expensive route, but that way then you're talking to a traffic coach and we can help set you in the right direction and work with you on your traffic generation. So that's what I would recommend. Email me and I'll be more than happy to send you all the information on the traffic coaching packages. So email me at rarmstrong@digitalaltitude.co and just let me know that, hey, I'm interested in the traffic coaching package information, and I'll send you out the info and the link to it. Okay. Let's see here. Aid. All right. I'm using Send Lane for my autoresponder. Okay. So definitely you're going to have to manually, because Aid, we don't connect with Send Lane, so you're going to have to manually load all of those emails into that autoresponder. And yes, definitely you want to go in and update those links. So you want to put your affiliate link or your affiliate ID on every one of those links. Otherwise, yes, you will not get the credit if you don't update the links. Okay? So hopefully that helps you, Aid. Let's see here. What is the difference between DA traffic and solo ads? Right at the moment, the biggest thing with DA traffic is it doesn't exist. It's not available anymore. I think they're working with another company, and I think they're looking at doing just a third party. I don't think Digital Altitude is going to be selling traffic anymore, but they may have packages available through a third party. I've heard they're close. They're in negotiations and so on, but they have not released anything yet. We've stopped doing the DA traffic. I believe it was back either middle or end of September. Is when the DA traffic packages stopped being sold. All right, so why buy Aspire buyers from other leaders or from other leader? Should I buy Aspire buyers from another leader? You know, you got to be careful buying buyers because again, the only thing people are going to sell you is a $1 buyer. If someone has already come through the system and they're already associated with Digital Altitude as an affiliate, they cannot legally sell you the buyer. So buyer beware on that. If someone's trying to sell you like Aspire buyers, $37 buyers, guaranteed, people that are already in the system, then they can't do that. They can sell you the $1 because what they're doing is as soon as the person comes in on a $1 under your link, they just keep running their ads. If you're buying the $1 buyers, they're running your ads until under your link, so they become, you are their sponsor. That's the only way that works, and I don't even know if those are available anymore. It was kind of a fleeting thing, and there were a lot of sales made, and then all of a sudden they kind of disappeared. I haven't heard much about them anymore. But you shouldn't be buying buyers from other leaders. I don't know where you would find that information out. Okay, Jason, let's see here. Okay, did 2 live Skype shows. Okay, yeah, I mean, you know, just keep working it, Jason. You're thinking outside the box, so that's a good thing. Is there a way to do paid ads on Instagram? You can do what's called on Instagram. Well, there's 2 ways. If you have a Facebook account, if you have an ad manager account or an ad account in Facebook, Facebook owns Instagram. So when I do Facebook ads, I'm actually advertising on Instagram as well. So I have the option to send my ads to Instagram. The other way you can do paid ads on Instagram is you can do, James, what's called a shout out, which means you go to someone that has a massive following, you pay them X amount of dollars, and they'll tell you what they charge. And what they'll do is they will mention you to get people. But again, mostly it's to get people to come and like or to follow you, and then they still got to go to your profile and so on. That's the whole reason I'm not a monster fan of Instagram. I mean, I have 2 Instagram accounts. I don't really do a lot with them. I do some posts on them, but I have the accounts because back in the day when you wanted to advertise on Instagram through Facebook, you had to have an account. Nowadays you don't. You just have to have a Facebook page, and you don't have to have an Instagram account. But yeah, I mean, that's the 2 ways that I know of doing paid traffic on Instagram. Okay. All right, Mario, glad you like that. All right, is there any way? Okay, James, I just answered that question. Okay, do I update the same way you showed us? Yes, Abe, you do it the exact same way I just showed you there. Okay. Let's see here. Why did DA discontinue the traffic packages? Because the results started getting less, and Michael was not going to put up with it. So that's why he discontinued them, because he wasn't willing to sell for the results that were starting to come in. So that's why they discontinued the packages. What form of ads do you recommend that works best? It depends on the person. If you're huge in Facebook and really got a knack for it, Facebook ads work really well. 95% of my business comes from Facebook. But if you don't do a lot with Facebook or social media at all, I wouldn't recommend Facebook. Solo ads, Facebook ads, banner ads, Bing ads. Usually I recommend people going through the 9 training lessons that are in the back office and kind of get an idea of what do you want to do. So this talks about solo ads, banner ads, blogging, etc. Go through any of those and see if one of them resonates with you and start running. But working with a traffic coach as well, once you've gone through those training lessons, you can kind of get an idea, and we can help direct you a little bit more from there. But it just depends. Each one of my students, something's a little bit different because it's what they like or don't like. I can't force a form of traffic generation on you, because if you're not interested in it, if it's like pulling teeth trying to do it, guess what? I mean, I can show you, we can go through 3 calls, we could go through a dozen calls, but at the end of the day, when we're done, if you're not interested in it, you're not going to do it. You know, I used to force a lot of people into Facebook saying, oh, this is the best way because I'm very passionate about Facebook, but a month later, they weren't doing anything. So we spent all that time building up Facebook pages and trying to build a following, and then they didn't follow through with it. So it just doesn't do you any good that way. All right. You're welcome, Abe. Hopefully that helped you out. And JB says video marketing always. Okay, well, and that's great, JB, if you're an exciting person, like to be in front of the camera and stuff, but there are people that do not like that. So so it's just more based on, you know, what does the person like, and again, what resonates with them. You're excited about it, so you do very well with the video marketing, Jason, which is great. You know, take it and run with it. And I think you can build a good following with it. So, guys, any more questions here? We've got an hour and 45 minutes. I'm about ready to cut this webinar off, and because I got things to do, and I know it's late for some of you back in the East Coast. So, last minute for questions, last chance. All right, Abe, thank you very much. You have a good evening too. Have a great weekend, guys, coming up. And if hopefully we'll see you next week. But if not, if we don't see you before the holidays, have a great holiday, and be safe out there, and we will hopefully see you on the next webinar. So guys, I'm going to call it a night. Have a great one, have a great weekend, and be safe, and we'll talk again. Thanks. Bye.